Hi everybody, Jo here again. Thanks so much for popping in. As always, lovely to spend time with you. And I must thank you for the lovely comments yesterday and the fact that you liked the idea of one design that could be created as a tag and or a card. And also a card of any size. But also you can use it in your journaling. I mean, I love that with our designs. Just give you the idea and then see how you run with it. So I thought I'd join you again with another festive tag. And this is the one I've come up with. Again, I'm using the small. So it's the watercolour tags. You get 5 in a packet. And this is the small size. Just because for me, I'm going to pop it on a parcel. And like I did yesterday, so this design, I'm getting ahead of myself. So this design, I've used the smaller of the trees, and this one's the Christmas Joy. I've added the bells. I love something about bells at Christmas. And we've got some gorgeous stamping here. And like yesterday, I took the design and I said yesterday, it's a game changer for me. So while I had all the products on my desk, I just enlarged it and created, and I didn't want to include anything else. I just wanted to show you. Now this is on a 7x7 card blank, and my piece of card here is 5.5 inches. And as you can see, I've just used the same design. This time, obviously, we've got the full tree, and I've used the large and the small of the winter berries, whereas on the tag, I've just used the small. But that's what I love. Tracy thinks very carefully. So obviously a small tag, we've got the small winter berries, and also there's the mini one in the pound range. But for my larger card, I've brought in the large and the small. And so again, I've decorated my envelope look. I've got a card and a tag ready for one of my friends. So again, sorted for Christmas. So what I shall do now is create another tag to show you. But bear in mind, this card, it's exactly the same technique. Everything's the same. The only difference with the card is that because this area here is larger, and I didn't want to include any different stamps, I wanted to show it was just the same set of stamps. I've put a little bit of water sprinkling, some little bit of faux bleaching, but that's the only difference. So if you wanted to create this, it's exactly the same as the tag, just larger. So I'm going to pop that up there. Oh, and obviously I've added one of our lovely sentiments, the Christmas blessings, and that's from the Christmas greetings, I think it is, that set. Trying to remember all the names. I'm trying to be good, because you know what I'm like. I'm liable to give them names of my own, the way my head works. So we'll start with some stamping, and the 2 colours of ink I'm going to use today for my stamping in our VersaFine Claire range is the Pine Cone, and yes, I know, big favourite of mine, and the Shady Lane. And we'll start off with the Pine Cone and our beautiful tree stamp. So this is the Christmas Joy. And even though I just need part of the stamp, for me, I need to ink up the whole stamp. Because if I try and work out which side I need to ink up and which I don't, honestly, it messes with my head so much. It's actually quicker and easier for me to just ink up the whole design. Sorry, excuse me. So I'm just going to pop my tree down here, sort of 3/4 on there. And it's a watercolour tag, beautiful hot pressed, so it's smooth and ready for stamping on. There's a lot of detail in this stamp. I'll just lift it up. Look at that. I have to say, it's just so delicate. Now, the little tip here is, did you notice the beautiful foliage along the bottom here? And on my finished card, along the base here? Go on, I bet you know, you're guessing, aren't you? You know what that is. It's from the side of the tree. Because again, I'm thinking if you haven't got a lot of stamps, but also at Christmas, it's getting everything out, isn't it? And if we need some tags in a rush. So I'm going to come in with my green and ink up one of the sides, look. and we'll have some first and second generation. And then we'll just have one lot there. And then what I'm going to do is actually use the other side, because when I stamp it, you'll see the prongs almost go in the slightly different direction. So it's nice, look, they look beautiful together. So again, we'll just come in with a little bit of brown on this side, and I'll just give that tree a wipe. Swipe it with my Inky Binky, and then I'll stand up and show you this. So look, so for me it's lovely, and obviously it matches beautifully. You could do a whole frame with this. I was so chuffed when I did that. I thought, oh, I like that. I'm afraid I do get a bit like that, a bit silly. Do you? When you do something you like. So I'm coming in with the smaller one now of the winter berries. Love this set. And if you want to do some colouring in, beautiful to add colour. And I just want to put it sort of across here. And really, it's two things. I want to colour the berries in, but also I want to hang my bells from something. That's not a sentence I say every day. So, tassels maybe. Right. So, we'll link up the bells. Now, on the bell set, you've got two single bells. But I must admit, I don't know why I favour the double bells together. But we like that, don't we? We sort of do. And I keep thinking, oh, I need to use the other ones. So, I'm thinking if I put that sort of there. And don't worry too much. Don't stress too much about getting it perfect at the top. And that's because we've got our brown fine liner look, and I can just add that there with a little bow. And don't worry here. So obviously I've not inked up that quite properly enough, but it's not a problem, because when we come to add our white highlights, look, I'll do it now just to show you. I'm just going to put it over that. So nobody will ever know. But if it really worried you, again, you could get your fine liner and dot it in. Don't try not to scribble. Well, in my opinion, if you sort of colour in and scribble, it will become obvious. But if you do little dots, you'll find it's a lot more forgiving. Now, I want to stamp some holly, and this is our mini holly. So this is in the pound range. Again, such a fabulous stamp this. And I'm going to do first and second generation, just to create a nice shape. And we'll just come down this side, I think. Let me have a look. I think just one more down this side. Maybe just out there. Yeah, I like that. I just want a little bit darker there. Yeah, stop. What I do need to show you is the back. I forgot to show you the back. So the back of the tag, look, I've just inked with some of our Elements ink that I'm going to use now, and I've stamped my holly and left my space to write in. And again, I always like to do that. And I've got to be honest, I get ink on the back anyway. So I find if I ink, but don't tell anybody this. I tell everybody I do that so it looks nice. But really it's to cover the fact that I've probably got green ink on there anyway. But that's just between me and you. Right, quick blot. And that's the stamping part finished. So with our colour of elements, I just went for a green theme to this. So I'm using olive as my darker green and Greensleeves as my lighter green. And I'm going to use the smaller of our little circle masks. And we're just going to spotlight the bells. Sound like a certain person, don't I? The bells. So I'm going to use, now I must admit I had one green brush to start off with. Well, I know the green look. But now I've sort of got one for light and one for dark. Only because I seem to use green a lot more now. I never used to. But I think our tastes change, don't they? So again, I'm going to dab it, look, on the mask, and then gently, gently just come in and go round. A little bit down the side of the tree here. Then I just want to drag that colour down and round and almost leave a bit of a hue. So if I turn that round, can you see round the tree I've just left? And it's a really quick and easy way to add colour. And I'm thinking, you know, if you need to make a few of these, and again, for me, I would batch card make the front and then batch card make all the backs together. Now I'm going to come in with Olive. Now, Olive's quite a deep colour. And I'm just going to almost flick. And this will just frame the design. And I want quite a bit at the base, look. And this will ground the whole image. Back up the side. And the reason I've moved is I don't want to stand it in this ink here. Because like I say, I'll be putting green ink on the back anyway. But there we go. So can you see that the darker colour just helps frame the whole design? Now again, this will be the bit, if you've got spare card, you could smoosh it, but we've got a spare inky binky and we can just smoosh it on him. He's happy, he likes that colour. So we're going to add some colour and we're going to colour the berries. Now, you know, yesterday when we did some Winkacolouring with our watercolour pencils, well, the beauty of it is you can use your Zig, your clean colour pens in the same way. And I have to say, it works perfectly on watercolour card. The pens will move better on watercolour card. When I created the card design, I used multifarious and it doesn't move as easily. But that's purely because obviously watercolour card is designed for watercolour techniques. And what's fabulous is, look, so I can add, so again, and I'm using a red and it's number 24 wine red. And I'm just going to put the darker of the red where I want the darker colour. And then with my Wink of Stella, look, I can come in and go over that red, but then drag that colour to fill the whole berry. And what's lovely is I then have almost some red glitter to colour my lovely berries. So I'm almost getting a bit of a freebie. It will go back to look just normal Wink of Stella. So then I can go back in on the next berry, colour it, and then just colour. So I'm actually almost getting that free colour. So we'll do another one here, look. And then we'll colour these. I was so excited when I did this. I was like, yes, it works with the Wink of Stella. And I get these the lovely colour for my little, one more here, look. So again, as you would when you watercolouring, into the dark and then drag it to the light. And then while I've got the red on here, we'll colour these berries. Now, again, the end is slightly, but obviously I've finished all my berries now. So what I would do is look, and the very little, if I show you how much now we've gone back to the clear look. So it does hold very little. And just to show it's clear, I shall add a little bit on the tree. Just such a lovely thing to do. It just gives you such a glittery. And if I lift it up, can you see the glitter now on those berries? Because I love using glossy accents, but it takes time to dry. And also I've discovered it can be a bit tacky. But I think for card, again, game changer for me. For all my Christmas cards now, we're going to be having this Winkacolouring, either with my pencils or my pens. And it's so quick. So to add some colour, to the tree, to the baubles. I'm just coming in with my, see, I went for the colour and it's on the lids, isn't it? These lovely metallic markers. So these are the Signo. So I've got the red, the green and the gold. And I just thought the red will go with my berries. And I've got to be honest, you know me, the hardest bit I find about colouring these is getting it random. It's like when you're hanging the baubles on the tree. One of our trees is one of those clever, ready, decorated ones that you just get out of the box. And I must say, it goes up so quick and easy. But my biggest thing with the baubles is getting them so they look nice, but also random. And if you've ever put baubles on with children, it's great. They clump them all together and they put them all the same. But obviously I'm a good grandma and I don't move them. I leave them exactly where they want them. Right, so we'll add some gold now. It'll soon be time for putting the tree up. You got yours up already? I bet some of you have. Mind you, I've done well. A lot of cards made, a lot of Christmas presents bought. Oh, sorry, and sent off to Santa, obviously. Right, we'll add with the gold, we'll add some little dots on here. And just on the end of these, look, we'll add some little... Now again, the mini star in the pound range, we've got a star. You could pop a star on the top if you want. I'm just leaving mine. I like it without. Right, pop the lids on those. The colour coordinated, so I know I can get the right lid on the right one. And just with my white Signo pen, I'll just add a little bit of white onto those berries, look. Just makes them pop, and maybe the odd holly leaf. And then the finishing touch for this, we'll add some Posca Snow. And if you don't want Posca Snow, leave it at this point. It's not a problem. So give it a shake. If you're going to add it, give it a shake, give it a pump, check it's working. And then we'll just, again, gentle tap just over those berries and over the tree. A little bit round there, a little bit at the top. Shows up better on the dark, so put a little bit over, and just a little bit looks lovely on that red on the berries. Pop the lid on, and then just give this a wipe. And again, where I dabbed it, we need to give that a wipe. And what I shall do is let this dry, and then, as I say, I will add some ink and some stamping on the back. So there's our lovely finished tag. And I just think that's such a lovely combination. Now, for the yarns, I used a couple. I mixed my craft yarns because I've got them all in a bag. I've got sort of a greeny yellow selection and an orangey red selection. So I just added a couple from each. I love to mix and match them. And then it just goes with the tag colours for me. So there's our two tags. And I think I've just got room to bring in the card and envelope. And as I say, that's another little bit of creativity ticked off my list. Another card done and tags. And I've really enjoyed creating these. I quite fancy doing one next with the catkins, the fairy catkins. In fact, I think I may just go and do that now. So I hope you've enjoyed this. If you create any tags, I'd love to see what ideas you've got. I mean, for a small tag, do you know what? You can fit so much on. Such a lovely scene. And I know you're dying to add Pippin onto here, but I resisted. I think he's gone off Christmas shopping anyway, so he couldn't go on this one. So thanks for popping in. You take care, enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you again soon. Love and hugs from me. Bye for now.